In a small apartment on the fourth floor of a building that always smelled faintly of curry from the neighbors downstairs, Aisha woke up at 4:47 a.m. every day without an alarm. Her body had learned the rhythm long ago, the exact moment her 6-year-old son, Jamal, would start stirring in the next room, the precise second the first light would touch the edge of the thin curtain she had hung herself because the landlord refused to replace the broken blinds. If you are a single mom or dad, we just want to let you know that you are strong. Keep on believing, you are a winner. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel for more motivational videos. Aisha slipped out of bed, feet cold on the laminate floor, and moved like a shadow through the dark living room. First the coffee, black, no sugar, because sugar was for Jamal's cereal. Then the lunchbox, 2 sandwiches, one for him, one for her. An apple sliced into smiling faces, the only way he would eat it, and a scribbled note tucked inside, "You are my superhero today. Love, Mom." She wrote one every morning, even on the days when her hands shook from exhaustion. By 5:30 she was dressed in her navy blue uniform for the hotel housekeeping job. The pay was barely enough, but the early shift let her be home when Jamal got out of school. She kissed his sleeping forehead, whispered, "I love you more than the moon," and left the apartment door clicking softly behind her. The way she smiled at the front desk manager who always forgot to approve her overtime request, but never forgot to comment on how lucky she was to have such a cute kid. The way she cleaned rooms faster than anyone else because every extra minute meant she could leave 5 minutes earlier and catch the cheaper bus. The way she counted change at the grocery store in her head while pretending to browse, calculating whether she could afford milk this week or if powdered would have to do again. At work she laughed with the other cleaners about weekend plans she never had. She listened to their stories of husbands who helped with bedtime or paid the electric bill. She nodded, said, "That's nice," and never mentioned that she hadn't had a full night's sleep in 3 years, or that she sometimes sat on the fire escape at 2 a.m. crying because the silence felt heavier than any noise. After her shift she raced to the school gate, arriving just as the bell rang. Jamal ran to her, backpack bouncing, and asked the same question every day, "Did you miss me?" She always answered the same way, "Every second, baby." Then she carried him on her hip the 3 blocks home because his legs were tired and hers were screaming, but she never let him know. Evenings were the quiet war zone. Homework at the kitchen table while dinner cooked on one burner because the stove had only 2 working elements. Bills spread out like a losing hand of cards. She paid rent first, then electricity, then food, then nothing left for anything else. Sometimes she chose between the phone bill and new shoes for Jamal. She always chose the shoes. At night, after Jamal was asleep with his stuffed giraffe, Aisha sat on the couch with her laptop balanced on her knees. She was taking an online course in bookkeeping, slowly, one module at a time. She told no one, not even her sister who lived 2 hours away and thought Aisha had it handled. She studied until her eyes burned, dreaming of a day when she could work from home, set her own hours, be present for every school play and every fever. People saw a single mom who was so strong, so together. They never saw the nights she stared at the ceiling wondering if she was enough. They never saw her whispering apologies to a sleeping child for not giving him a sibling, a father figure, a bigger room, a vacation, a mother who wasn't always tired. But every morning at 4:47, when her body woke her without permission, Aisha got up anyway. Because the battle no one saw was the one she fought for the boy who still believed the world was kind, and she would keep fighting until he was old enough to understand that kindness sometimes has to be created by hand, by a mother who never stopped building it, even when her own hands were bleeding. And in the quiet moments between battles, when Jamal hugged her too tight and said, "You're the best mommy ever," she let herself believe, for just a second, that maybe the war was worth every invisible scar. She was still fighting. She would always fight. And no one would ever know how much it cost her to keep standing. Dear single mothers and fathers out there, remain strong.